Hi friends, the FFX Hunter here with another Forex market preview for the following week, Monday 13 May till Saturday 18th May. Of course, we're gonna finish the trading on the Friday, but I'm mentioning the Saturday as well because there will be the Aussie parliamentary elections. So let's start with, of course, we're gonna look for the potential market manipulations with the news. So Monday there is no news, but what happened this last week? We had pretty heavy news on the Friday. There was a pound news, a US dollar and Canadian dollar, but it didn't bring any volatility. And what I think is a trick of the market makers, as they're doing it most of the time when the news happen, they just clear the market up and down. They catch the people into the trades and then they hold it. So there is a trap. They traders trapped from the buyers and sellers, and they don't move the market. So I think they will move the market on the Monday, most likely, because no one will expect it. There's no news, and it will be big surprise. I think this could happen. So the Tuesday there is a pound average earnings. Wednesday, Aussie wage price index. As well the Canadian core inflation and US again retail sales, and Thursday unemployment from the Australia, and here will be the government polls speaking on the Thursday. Sorry, so some potential news for the market manipulations are here, but let's check the charts. It's more important for us. So as usually we are looking first at the dollar index. Dollar index is right now moving in this range for the couple days after it made this high. We can see it better here on the 4 hours chart, and what we can see that market makers set the trap here. So they created this something like a double bottom, which is of course always very good for the retail traders which trading these double bottoms. They put stop losses just below here, so definitely I expect the market visit these zones. If you look into the COT data, we can see that the market makers are a little bit reducing their longs positions. They're dropping from the 51 to the 46, but they reduce as well the shorts, which happened from this candle into this candle. I said it was in the big range, so not much, but we can see that as they reduced their exposure, the exposure changed again to the more bullish side. So we are now 72% to the long side, 28% to the shorts. We can see that the commercials are not hedging so heavily, but they still have pretty good shorts for the hedge. So what I expect is definitely the long-term uptrend still continue to this monthly supply zone from where we potentially see the dollar crash. But right now we have this demand zone from where we could possibly see the dollar strength. If not, then possibly the next one. So the question is now what's gonna happen, because when I was looking to the other charts, I saw that many charts are ready now to make a correction. So let's see. So this is the Aussie. Aussie is moving in this channel on the daily chart, which as we can see, and we are now sitting in this support where probably many traders will be start to, and they are actually starting to buy, and they have the stop losses down here, as we can see here on the weekly. So here is definitely the stop loss cluster. It was hit a bit, and now is the question if it will continue up or down. I would definitely want to short the Aussie, but the thing is that of course I don't want to short it right now here because it's too low for me. I like to short the corrections, and I'm not too much breakout traders. I would short this. I would better wait for the correction or for some stop hounds. If I look to the data, I can see that the market makers added some longs positions and they still maintaining their short positions. So what that means for me is that they want to take a price a little bit higher, because if we can see this candle, this last week candle is here and here, so from this move they added 3k longs, so probably we will see that it will take the price, you know, somewhere here probably will be the stop loss cluster for sure, because those who selling here, they definitely put their stop losses above somewhere here. So I think the market could visit these zones, and as we can see, the commercials, they still hedging themselves, so it's pretty fine. We are still in the downtrend. However, right now the market is in some short break. So here is on the 4 hours chart, we can see that somewhere here will be this cluster. So probably if the market retrace above here, I would definitely start to short heavily. Next one will be euro. Euro is actually the exact opposite of the US dollar index, and what do we see here? We can see that we are moving down in this channel, and right now we've been whole week in this range, so not much happened, and we definitely, what do we have is this stop loss cluster, and here is the another one. We are in heavily in the downtrend, in the bearish downtrend, but look what is happening. We can see that the market makers reported a bit rise in the longs. So in the last 3 weeks they rise from 145 to 153, so it's like 8k more longs. But so we can see that in this range they rise their longs, but what they as well been doing, they as well been adding the shorts, so they expecting the price to drop down. Meanwhile the commercials, they just closed some longs positions and shorts positions. So if they closing their longs, they close 5k longs in here, so they probably don't expect the price to move too much down. So I think there will be some stop hounds definitely going on. We have this level above this high and this high, so one of these two will definitely will be visited. One of these two, if this one will be visited and price start to drop down, it's fine, maybe this one as well, and it could be filled into this supply zone. So this could possibly all happen. Everything is possible, we don't know, we always trade just the probabilities, and we are trying to find the biggest edge. So yes, heavily bearish, this market is very bearish, euro is in big problems, so I'm not looking for to take a long, only shorts on the retracement. Now we are looking to the pound. Pound is became my little bit favorite market right now, because it's finally showing something what is little bit possible to trade than this, because this was really 2 boring months from the March to the May. But what was happening here is easy to see on the COT data. So we can see that in this March to the May was happening this here from the March to the May. So the market makers was building the longs positions. Once they dropped down, they hunted the stop losses and they start to move up. Now we having this correction into the demand zone as well. The stop hunts are coming, and we can see that the commercials are hedging. These ones, they closed, of course they close some longs because they have to. They moved the price up, they closed some longs here, now the price is dropping, and in this candle they reported less longs. But what as well they did, you can see that they closed their shorts. So they probably closed the shorts here to move the price up, and they took the profits here, and right now in the almost the same price, they a little bit they took the profits and they reduced their shorts. So what could happen here, if they want to move the price a little bit lower, they would of course not close that much shorts. So I'm expecting the price really move up with the dollar correction, and the pound is one of the strongest currency right now. It's not easy to see right now, but on some other pairs it's very much obvious. So on the 4 hours chart we can see that we have this 1 2 3 4 5 ways, and here was the low. So of course when the market makers start to doing this as well against the traps, so they start to the ranging, and then boom, because the people, when they see the range and some small push-ups, they start to taking the long. So they of course visited the below. So right now here they just reload the guns, and I think we are ready to go up very soon, because if the dollar will be weak, this one will be fired up. And we had the Friday news, and what's happened, of course, as I said, move up, move down, and now everybody is trapped here. So we will see, but I think the move up is more likely to happen. This is the kiwi is moving in this channel, and we are on this bottom, and it hits these pretty good zones. I am definitely not bullish at all at this pair, but I don't like to sell it down here, so I would wait if it makes the correction, because I think once this break happened, the breakout traders which entered here, so where they put stop loss, of course here above the last swing high, as they teach us in every stupid trading book, or in every stupid trading Forex broker webinar. So here's gonna be definitely the liquidity which the market makers might want to get. And what the COT data is telling us is that we can see that the market makers, the banks, they closed some longs positions from here to here. So probably the positions was closed here, which caused this drop, and they closed the shorts positions. Don't understand this too much, but it seems like they are something like repositioning themselves. We cannot clearly, this I can't just read it clearly, but the bottom line is that we can see that the net positions are still growing being reduced, the growing to the negative numbers, and we are now like 64% to the short size, again 36, and it's still growing, so this is definitely very bearish market. And if you look to the commercials, they are adding the longs trades, longs positions. So when they hedging themselves, they of course want how the price is going down, so they hedging, and we can see that they still growing their hedge. So this is definitely bearish. If some correction will happen, I don't think it will be something like big one, as I can see somewhere in some Telegram groups actually, or some Facebook groups, or everywhere, or on TradingView, where someone is doing the prediction, something like boom and boom. This is holy bullshit. This cannot happen. If you look to these numbers, this is impossible to happen. This is just if something like a big reversal should happen, the banks would have to first close all these positions. So they will have to do this range where they will be closing shorts, closing shorts, closing shorts, closing shorts. They cannot close all of it at one time. They need to do the range and close it, as it's exactly the thing as they did this. You can see on these numbers, this happened here. You can see how very negatively, you can see here the shorts, how big shorts they have here, like 38k, right? And then was the contract end, and they closed that here, and they reduced as well the longs and shorts, everything they closed. So then it start to move up, and then what is happening here in this range? Actually nothing much. But if you look at it a little bit closely, we can see that from these very small longs, it's growing up. So the commercials are they hedging themselves in this range, so they're expecting the market to drop, and these ones they building the shorts. So they was expecting this to drop down. It's once you understand this, it's really easy to read this, and of course it doesn't mean that I'm 100% right, but it gives you more clue. So USD CAD, right now we're looking to the USD CAD. We have the weekly uptrend, monthly in this one in this range, but the weekly is definitely giving us the direction. And what do we have here? So market is moving up in this uptrend right now. And what's happened? So we can see this something like this stupid confirmation double top. So what's that mean? After this drop, it was on the Friday yesterday on this news, the people start to short, and they start to short, they drop that, of course, and because the market is dropping, we can see on the 4 hours market is dropping, so let's short. And when they put stop loss, of course, here, because it makes this double top and they think this support is strong. So it's a bullshit, because the market makers just dropped the price into what they did is they actually hunted these stop losses, and these ones will be probably hunted as well, because you can see how they make another double bottom, and boom, and once this happen, the price will start to move up again. So we had in my Telegram channel with our group, we actually have a trade. Can show you our trade is this one. We actually have yeah, this one. So we've been expecting these stop hunts being hunted and priced and drop down. So we are filled here. We have stop losses below here, because this one, if the market makers want to to drop the price too low to clear these stop losses, could happen. But if they go just down here, that would mean a little bit like a trend change a bit, on this 4 hours chart. But I don't think they would go so much down. So that's why we've been waiting here. And you can see how the price dropped exactly down here to the stop loss to fill up, to clear out these stop losses. So this is what's happening on the USD CAD, and as I said, I am bullish, and I think here it's gonna be filled up and it will continue up. We can see in the COT data that we have a little bit reducement in the longs positions, but while the longs are reduced to, it's a profit taking, of course, while the longs are reduced and price is dropping down or moving in this range, you can see that they are reducing as well their shorts. So if they're reducing shorts and the longs and price is going down, that's why is that? Because they're taking the profit from the longs and they taking the profits from the shorts. And if is it in the uptrend, it means that they're dropping the price lower, where they closing the shorts up, they close the longs, and they will want to add even more, right? And if you look to the commercials, we can see a little bit reducement as well, but still the bottom line is that we are in this uptrend. Of course, we could see bigger drop, it can happen, but for me at this moment it's a clear uptrend and clear way to trade only the long. So I will not be looking the shorts. Of course, there is a traders who taking the shorts, some intraday traders who taking the longs, who taking the shorts, this, but I don't do that. I will better wait, sometimes I wait for the weeks, 2 or 3 weeks for the trade to build up, but I want to go with the weekly, monthly, daily 4 hours time frame up. Trading these, it's only stressful, and you will make a lot of mistakes if you do that. So here's the example on the USD chef. We have this monthly, weekly uptrends and daily, of course, as well. And look what is here on this monthly. Here is a very on the weekly as well. It was actually these stop losses was actually already hunted. So what is happening here is market is just about to break above uh, up and very strongly. So right now, here's the example. As I said, I will better wait for the weeks for the good opportunities. So right now, here on the chart, we can see this top where was the positions closed and market is dropping right now down. I think that if we look to the data on the USD chef, I think we will definitely see some reducement in the longs, because that's why is it dropping. But I would be interested to trade here from this demand zone, because this demand zone is the zone where was accumulated the power to remove these zones. And I'm waiting for this trade, and I'm already waiting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I mean, I will wait. It could take even a couple weeks, and it's better for me. Of course, I could take this short, but it's the lower probability trade, so I don't trade these against the market. And I really suggest this to everyone, because when you do this, you will have less trades, but most better trades, because I don't remember whether I had a stop loss last time, and it's very good to trade like this. So right now what is happening here, on the 4 hours chart, we can see that these stop losses is nicely hunted. You can see here another one, then start to move up, so the people think market is going up, and then boom. This 4 hours chart is for me like the little bit informative, but mostly I'm taking the long trades from the daily charts. Let's check the COT data, and exactly what we can see. We can see the reducement in the longs positions, but we can see they closing as well the short positions. So there is not any heavy shorting. The price is right now dropping because of the profit taking. It's not shorting. It will be shorting when the reversal will come, and you will see big reducement in the longs and the growth in the shorts, but it's not still happening, and we can see the commercials, they still hedging themselves, and the hedgings is growing, so they expecting the price will move up definitely. So no reason to take shorts. This is the USD JPY. We had an amazing trade on the USD JPY. It was pretty long one. I know that many people didn't hold it for all the time, because we entered here on this. I was expecting this supply zone hold, which actually didn't hold, but it was overshoot just a bit, and of course I have always the stop loss above. And we had all this way down, we took the profits. We took the actually first profit here, because it's bounced here, and right now what is happening here, we have that this one again, you can see this pattern, free bounces. Now the price will move a bit up. Here we will take another short, and boom, these stop losses all above will be cleared. What is happening on COT data is very clear, and this is the pure market reversal as I was talking about. So let's check this. We saw that the longs was rising, heavily longs on the top, as well the market makers heavily shorts on the bottom, on the top. And then when the price start to drop, you can see the big reducement in the shorts. So we can see 122, 120, 119, and what's happening with the shorts, 1926, so the shorts are growing, and I think this is just a beginning, and we will see the very strong Japanese yen in the near future. So yeah, definitely. And look, this is the mostly what I have. This last column is which I added into my COT tabbed Excel sheet, and it's showing me the biggest changes. And if the numbers, I have this special formula here. If I can see the biggest change on the both sides here, it's mostly means and and the extremes mostly means for me this reversal. Of course, it all has to be in confluence with the price action, which actually was, because here you can see that the weekly zone was contacted just by one couple pips and market start to drops. As well here the monthly was contacted and market start to drops, and I think we will see something like this, very possibly, most likely, yeah. It of course could happen. Here would be some nice zone when the price start to drop, you know, and then for break, and of course maybe one time this one as well, who knows right now. But for now the market makers are committed to go short, so I'm going with them. I never trade against them. This is the gold, and the gold is right now similar to other pairs. So what do we see? We have downtrend, and right now in this range we can see that the price is doing this range, and we can see how the market makers set these traps. So here again the double bottom trap, and here again this is another trap. So here we have the stop losses down and above. And what do I think right now is gonna happen? That we will see probably the move higher to clear out these stop losses. And why do I think that? Simply check this data. So we can see when happened this drop on the weekly, and I think we will still drop down here into this weekly zone, but it will be might after some bigger correction. So what happened is that the longs starting to be reduced, and it was dropping, bam, and the last week it actually started to grow. So this last 2 weeks in this range, we can see that the banks added some longs positions, and what happened with the shorts, there was something like, you know, 100k, and then it started to grow 130k, and it was closed down here, and now we can see that it's reduced. So we do not have so big shorts right now as we had the 2 weeks before, and we have the bigger longs. So, and the commercials, they've been hedging themselves. You can see that once the market is dropping down, they're hedging. That means that they're growing the longs, and it stopped. Last 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago they was 247, and right now then 230, and right now they're 226. So I think that there is an expectation to price go higher. I don't know if it's gonna be this zone or even the zone higher, but I think definitely we will see a little bit push up. So is that mean for me that I will take a long? Of course it's not, because for me my mainly time frame is daily, which is still down. It will not be down if this zone and this zone is taken out. Then I will might start think about a trend reversal, but still it's not in the play. And the thing is that we still not have contacted this zone. So what do I think? We will see some stop hound higher, and then continuation down. So for this moment I don't touch this pair, even if I am bearish, and it's in this 4-hour time frame, top line of the downtrend channel. But I think still that we will see this stop hounds. Let's see. Next one is the crude oil. Crude oil, I was saying like many weeks ago that once this zone will be contacted, price start to drop. And let's look to the data. It's exactly responding what I was expecting. However, I don't trade the gold, but I'm still watching it and watching the numbers because I basically love it. So let's look here. So they've been 630 right here 3 weeks ago, and then 624, 680, 608. You can see how it's dropping on this maximum when this zone was contacted. As well, the commercials, if the price is going up, what they doing? They hedging, and we can see they was 1,687,000, 1,663, 1,623. So not hedging too heavily, right? And these ones. And look, it was 93, 91, 90. It's changing, it's dropping, and it will probably drop down here on the weekly, and on the daily could happen that move up and then down. So if you're trading the oil, here is this. So this was actually everything for me from the COT report, but we can check as well some another pairs where I see some great setups, and it's gonna be mostly on the JPY pairs. So here is the one, here is the Aussie JPY. So what's happened here actually? This was the stop losses which was haunted as I predicted, and it dropped down heavily, and here was again the stop loss zone. Sorry, I must change this. Here was again the stop loss zone, because you can see how it dies, and it just was, you know, I know that many people started to taking the longs here because of course it was the last week before the NFP, and 1 2 3 4 5, yes, it was actually the last week after the NFP. Many people expect this price to move up because they think this is strong support, right? Oh, it's wrong. And then of course they opened and haunted them with the gap over the weekend. So yeah, anyway, we are in the downtrend. Aussie is weak. We can see it as well on this data. We can see that the Aussie, the market makers, they have heavily shorts, and JPY, if I bring the JPY, they closing the longs positions and building the shorts. So here is short. So it's like out Aussie dollar down and USD JPY down. So it's AZ JPY down, right? So it's pretty clear here. And so what I would expect right now is some correction, and then higher, and then even more down possibly. Let's see. But right now I'm not touching it, and I'm waiting some correction, move higher, and then I would be interested to do this. This one is the Canadian dollar JPY, very similar again. Right now they setting the trap. So what they did, they made this nice pin bar. You know the pin bar is what they say in every book. Pin bar is you know, the reversal candle. Of course it is, but right now it's working for the reason to, you know, pin bar on the support to create the, you know, they move it then up to this strong supply, to this zone which removed these two zones. And then once the price start to move up, and even once the market makers make this, then even the breakout traders enter here, and then boom, you know, a lot of stop losses can appear here. So this is my expectations for the CAT JPY. This is Euro JPY, very similar as well. Right now again we have the pin bar, this zone, and once it retraces, I would expect it to drop down, because again we have the very weak euro, and strong JPY is getting stronger. Next one is Aussie CAT. They are both of these two commodity currencies are weak, but I think the Canadian Aussie will be much weaker. So if the price retraces around this zone 946, then I will be interested to take it down. And we can see what is again said here. We can see how this you know, 1 2 3 4 these touches. So there will definitely will be stop loss zone, and there definitely will be one more here. So you can see here is the big pin bar, here is the another, you know, like illusion of the strong level. Then when the price drop down again, they probably will make something, you know, but then it definitely will be broken down, because that's, you know. Yeah, this is the USD Singapore dollar. I expect this one to drop higher, big higher, sorry, break higher. But I can show how I think it's gonna happen on the 4 hours chart, which is this one. We can see again these three touches here, and here down we have these two touches. It's uptrend. So what do I think is that we will see to clear this stop losses and then move up. Most likely it's gonna happen. Next one is Aussie franc. It's in the downtrend already, and here is my setup. So what do I want to see? Now is the question, because it's actually might probably already happen that this zone was visited, so expecting this zone to visit one more time and then drop down, it doesn't have to happen. So I think that it might continue down without happening this. Or what could happen even more is that we will see the wave 3 with something like this. But it's the question, because what I think they will want to do is right now the zone was almost visited. I don't know if yet, it's not so clear. But if the price start to drop down here, definitely it will bounce a bit here. Because why? To create the illusion of the support, to attract the traders for the longs, and to put the stop losses here to give them money. Once they do it, they make some more retracement and more for the breakout traders, and then boom. So right now here is the question, how this gonna be played. And the thing is that I'm not interested to enter like this. I'm interested to enter like this. My entry is now planned from the 4 hours chart. So if it retraces up here to clear the stop losses which are above this zone, I would be interested to enter the game. This is the Canadian dollar franc 4 hours chart. We actually entered this trade with my guys in my premium group. And what happened here, of course, stop losses, they cleared them out, fill up the orders in the demand zone, and price is gonna move up right now. Right now it doesn't look so clear, but let's check on the daily and we can see what is going on here. Right? So we can see we have one wave, two wave, three waves. Here is the stop hound. Here is of course another stop losses because it looks like a strong bam, and we go up. Yeah. And why this always have to happen is you can see that this break, of course, many traders entered here to short, and stop losses appears of course here. So that's why the price will go again up. And of course it's not just because of this, and it's of course because of the COT and some economics and blah blah blah. But what I trade is the stop hounds mainly, and this is the Euro Aussie. So what we have here, we have one touch, two touch, three touches. So the traders thinks that it's strong level right now. So right now when it looks like a strong level, they must attract them to the shorts to put the stop losses here. So they will move the price a little bit down, and more people, when it starts to go down, more people will sell, while I will want to enter here and to move up. I think that this wave 4 should not overlap the wave 1, and then could go up into this strong supply. So then take profit 1, take profit 2, and of course always I trade the trades with the free positions, and the last one I leave the run as far as possible. So let's see this one. This is the Euro CAT. It's ranging for a while, for pretty long time, but you can see we have 1, 2, and here we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and here is the one on the bottom. So let's check 4 hours, and here it is. So here was the stop losses, which was cleared out very nicely. We actually had this trade, we entered it somewhere around here for this break, and the problem is that we've been just cleared out on the break even, so we didn't make any money and we didn't lose any money. Now some stop losses will be below down here and below this one as well, so I think we might see how the price will be played out here, and then we could see the hound of these around this 120 to 150 to 153. Next one, the euro pound is right now the boring. The next one is the NZD CAT. Both currencies are weak, but I think the Canadian dollar will be stronger. And we have basically wave 1, wave 2 right now. Right now they're doing this pin bar to show the strength, you know, maybe the reversal, a little bit reversal and drop down, possible. Next one is pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, of course, very similar as well. The pound is strong, Aussie is weak. What says the COT data? We have one wave, 2, 3. You know, now here stop losses. Once they are haunted, here are there's another ones. Boom, move up to the. I think the possible move is even to the 2 zone. Even to the here, all the way up around here into this weekly Brexit supply. Next one is the pound cat setup. We have wave 1, 2, 3, and right now here is beautiful trap. A lot of stop losses is here and a lot of them is above here as well. So once this breaks, I think we will see the move up. Pound yen, we had amazing trade here. We entered on this break of this low because I was expecting this stop loss to be haunted, and it actually happened. We closed the trade around 220 pips. Right now we are not in the trade, but I will see how the GBP will be played out, and on the 4 hours chart I will be looking to enter somewhere around here, maybe for the continuation of this down, because what could possibly happen is something like this, you know, A, B, you know, C. So this one. Next one is pound. Pound Kiwi. It's very similar like the pound Aussie. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 waves. You know, again the demand zone which cleared out all this way, so for more possible move up, I think it can happen. And the next one is what else I have as well. Okay, this one is not clear setup. It could happen most likely, but not clear setup. Okay, USD NOK. So we have USD NOK. We have this nice demand zone which cleared out this way. This zone is touched right now. I'm sorry, touch supply. So it's not so strong one right now, and we can see the retracement. Actually, the stop hounds of these levels of these traders, and then potential move higher. Next one is Euro Kiwi, this one no, and this one is the USD Mexican peso, but here is not here is, of course, I'm waiting for the situation to play out, but not clear situation right now. So this is it. I think it's a lot of setups, and I have more setups, and I'm actually updating them in my Telegram channel. So my friends, don't hesitate to join my Telegram channel, of course, and visit my website, where is more analysis, more alt analysis, even videos which you can watch to understand the COT and my mindset, what I'm looking for. And if you want to join my premium channel, it's just 150 euros, and I can guarantee you that many people is covering this fee, one-time payment fee, it's like in the first 2 weeks, with even very small amounts for the start of trading, you will be very happy with this. So this is all from me. Have a great weekend, and I see you on the Monday on the markets.